Hello and welcome back to T3's Week in Tech. It's been a very quiet week, hasn't it, really?
It really, truly has.
Actually,
I do have a cool thing that I found.
Go on then.
Okay, well, maybe not, isn't that cool to people who aren't like content creators, but Rode came out with these bad boys, and they're basically, so you know how you use those?
I do.
Those
use
are the
this.
wireless Me. This is now, they've just released yesterday, the wireless micro.
Cool.
And they're essentially like those DJI mics.
Oh, very cool.
Right, because I'm really into Rode. I have Rode everything, just real quality love, and I didn't really particularly want to switch to DJI.
Yeah.
But I was like a little envious when I saw people who had like the actual like like great shit, great stuff. Great. Anyways, I was swayed a bit. So finally, they were like, "We've actually got these. Would you like a pair?" And I said, "Absolutely, I would."
Nice.
So we've got these, and we're gonna do some trying out.
That is cool.
Stuff.
I do like that.
I know, right?
Really handy for like.
And we have two as well now, because
I know.
before we just had the, that.
We could be using them for this.
No, because it's it's phone. It's for your phone. Yeah. Which I suspect, because Rode is usually really good about like being like, you can use, the wireless Me with like the Rodecaster 2, even though technically you can use pretty much any mic with it. So I suspect that there is some way
Of making it work.
Yeah, I suspect that just like you can pair that with a different receiver that other than what it comes with. I suspect you can pair these
With a different receiver.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do that, and I haven't tried it actually.
Well,
so
that's still cool though.
I don't know why it wouldn't work. But anyways,
Yeah.
it's great.
That's what else has happened? What have I been talking about this week? It's been really quiet.
It's usually really quiet in November, though, isn't it? Well, we had a new variation of a phone. I think that was a few weeks ago that came out. The OnePlus Open Apex Edition. It's just a rather fetching red. I think they call it something. It sounds kind of like what is it? It's like Scarlet Shadow or something. Is what they've called so it's something a little bit more like.
Bit sexy.
And it's like. I wouldn't say sexy. I'd say it's a bit nerdy, to be honest.
Well, all right.
It's red. It's a red leatherette finish. That's what it is. But it does look quite nice. It's a nice color red, and I'm going to continue to call it red, not the majestic shadow red or whatever. It also sounds a bit like the name of a Marvel supervillain or something.
Yeah.
Like the crimson. Oh, it's the crimson shadow.
Crimson Shadow.
Something like that. But yeah. Anyways.
Right.
It's not all that different from the original Open. I think it maybe has some boosted something, but I think it's really just a special edition. It's just
Interesting.
a pretty color.
Let me take you through. I've got a couple of things which I was going to say, which I've just found in the interim while you've been keeping the good viewers happy. Oppo Find N5, which will launch globally as the OnePlus Open 2.
What? Sorry.
Just, you know that they're the same.
I know that they're the same, but I didn't know that they were like openly going to be like.
I mean, no, sorry. I think the official party line remains that they are different devices from different brands.
Wait.
But they're pretty much the same device.
Sorry.
Who? Oppo and OnePlus are
owned by the same
league.
brand. I know. But they don't like to say that.
They operate the same technology.
It's all the same.
With different badges on it.
Yeah.
If you speak to someone at either Oppo or OnePlus, they'll also tell you that it is individual device with individual quirks that make it their own. And that may or may not be true, but for the vast majority of people and the vast majority of use cases, they're pretty much identical most of the time.
Okay, you've just said that Oppo is launching. No, you said Oppo, the Find N.
The Find N5 is the next device we're expecting from them. Big foldable.
What's the Find N? Is it Find N Flip?
Find N something Flip is their flip phone. Yeah.
Find N5.
And
they were like on
three,
2 like last
3
year.
we're on at the moment. I don't know what's happened to 4.
4 wasn't released in Europe. I think that's the one that got held up.
Well,
because
Oppo haven't released any of their stuff in Europe for a while.
Because they had a I believe, don't mean to be spreading propaganda, but I'm pretty sure, I was talking to Mike about this morning, apparently in Germany,
yes.
The Nokia had an issue with them.
That's
so
right.
they were like, yeah.
Which has now been resolved.
which is why
and
they've
that's
come
why
back.
we've started having phones this year. And that, I think, hang on, what one are we on now? The X8 or whatever it is.
It's the 8, yeah.
Is going to be the culmination of that. So they've built up from the base models all the way up, and this is their first flagship release that's going to happen in Europe.
Yeah.
Again, post.
So they're comeback.
Yeah, as far as I know, though, the foldables are still being split between Oppo in Asian markets and OnePlus is the branding that they're going to use globally.
So you can go to the same phone and go. Can you get the exact same phone if you go to Asia and it's branded OnePlus and then you come back? Or is it you're saying that they have two very similar but different phones?
I mean, it depends who you speak to. So when I've spoken to people from OnePlus and from Oppo, they say that there are some differences in the way they operate. Yeah. They are so similar that the tech industry at large kind of sees them as the same device with two different badges on it.
Yeah. But it's not like the exact same thing, copy paste.
I
sticker.
don't want to say that it is, but that is the impression I get, is that it is rebadged.
Okay.
In fact, I think some outlets even go as far as to say rebadged. I wouldn't go that far. I'd like to have the faith that there is something different. But
well, that's the thing, right? Like, I'd imagine that they would at least go through the song and dance of like making it, at least look a little different or have something a little.
The thing that got me was I can't remember what device it was, but there was one recently where the Oppo had the alert slider from the OnePlus devices, and that was when it was like
that.
Yeah, and so that was when we were like, okay, maybe the lines are blurring a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not the point I was looking to make.
So sorry.
We have had some more rumours about the Find M5. There's a lot to talk about, but the most notable thing here is that it's rumoured to have a MagSafe variant, magnetic wireless charging.
Finally.
But it's also said to be compatible with Apple's MagSafe.
So key charger. Key.
Mm. But compatible with MagSafe made for Apple products. Which I don't think any other brand has that in their wireless charging. Because of the way that made for Apple devices work, they have sort of encoding or whatever that makes them work with MagSafe. Doesn't always work with other brands. This one reportedly will work with MagSafe, and I think
sneaky.
I think that's a massive deal because the MagSafe network is huge, and it instantly buys you into a huge range of third party is the big deal products.
Cheeky.
I think it's good business. I think that's really cool.
No, absolutely. You know that, yeah.
It's also said to be the strongest foldable phone on the market. So they've redesigned the chassis. And with that also comes rumours of a higher ingress protection or water and dust resistance rating to your eye. Previous one was IPX4. We've seen a few that are IPX8, I think this is IP68, the Honor Magic V3.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be somewhere around that as well. Very cool sounding phone. Very excited to get our hands on that one.
Has that actually been announced, or
no?
Is it just
still
rumoured?
rumoured.
Well, you know it's coming, but it's rumoured.
We would imagine it's going to be early 2025 based on release schedules. So
gotcha.
Let me just also quickly run through. So Apple Vision Pro. Interesting. I expected more of a response from that.
Sorry.
Channel 4 in the UK is a public service broadcaster, and they have just become the first of their kind to launch an app for the Apple Vision Pro.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going with that.
So they have basically launched their streaming app as a, as you'd expect with a big panel. Yep. As you would expect with a large panel. But what they've also done is taken the set of a popular show called Taskmaster. Now I'm going to level. I've never watched this show. I have no idea. But I have seen it. And they put the set and you can watch it from the set. as a virtual reality.
That's pretty cool.
I quite like that.
If you're a fan, yeah.
So the thing
they could do that with like Dancing with the Stars, like Strictly Come Dance.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the thing I said about this was like,
That's dope.
Okay, for my sins, I am bang into Married at First Sight right now.
You mean Love at First Sight? Or no?
Married at First Sight. And I would love to watch that like, imagine if you watch that show, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And if not, I'm sorry. But imagine watching that sat at the end of the dinner table while they're having like a cat fight over the table and everyone's moaning about who slept with who and all this. The drama would be insane. Even they do football, like imagine watching it from the touchline. I think it's a really, really bold step from Channel 4 and I really like to see it.
How much more complicated is it to film for Apple Vision Pro now?
Well, changing every day. So there's more and more lenses that are coming out with spatial stereoscopic.
I've seen quite a few.
Yeah, there's a new Canon one that came out recently. And I have seen a really, really rudimentary one, which I don't
have an Icon got one as well.
Quite possibly. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
The point is that I think over the next few years, it's something we're going to see a lot more of. And I wouldn't even be surprised if we start to see dedicated cameras. Because my thought process with this is that at the minute, the way we're capturing that video is we're taking a lens with two apertures onto one sensor. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we start capturing it onto two sensors like you do in the iPhone when you use the two sensors to record. And it really wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing dedicated cameras with dual sensors for that purpose. Because if it is going to be as big as every tech company seems to think it's going to be, that's how you're going to get the best quality out of it.
I feel like everyone it's on the Apple Vision Pro, but like when we tried it, that was genuinely remarkable.
I mean, I think the Apple Vision Pro is good.
Yeah.
The issue is, I also think that the Meta Quest is comparably good.
Really?
I think that there's obviously a little bit more resolution in the Apple thing.
That's, I think, what was impressive to me.
But the
clarity.
But you're talking about something that's 7 times the cost. And to me, it's just not. And the other thing is as well, I love VR. I think it is really cool. And I do think it could be a really useful product. And I really like the way Apple has built it. I think that they are certainly thinking forward. But I just don't think that it's actually been implemented yet. I've never seen anyone actually use the suite of productivity features that were on show when it was first launched.
Not in like everyday, like general consumer life.
I've never seen a YouTuber go, "Oh, this is me using the productivity thing like they did on the video." Do you know what I mean? It just makes me question if it's like, I don't know. It just seems to not quite be there.
I guess. Well, have you seen? Okay, so CES last year, Sony let me see their. They had a headset. It must be launched by now. I'm sure it is. But they had a demo, and we got to play with it a bit before it launched. But it's basically like it's kind of like using the tech from like the PSVR 2, and instead it's for like industrial use. So the example they used was like with Red Bull, like the F1 team, like they could see, like they have engineers like wearing it, and you could theoretically see like the car in front of you, and you'd be able to like be in different places at once, but still see the same thing and still be able to like life. Like, how cool is that? I think there are so many industrial uses for it because we see the same sort of thing in medical science, engineering. The issue is still getting it to a consumer grade. Yeah, I mean, I wonder, like, students coming up and stuff, like, how cool would that be to be able to see like a model of a heart in front of you if you were doing? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen actual. Like, I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, you can see things in real life that you're talking about. Maybe you don't have to. You had to dissect stuff when you were. Did you have to dissect stuff?
Yeah. I've dissected a heart.
We decided a human heart.
I think it was a pig heart.
Okay, I was going to say. We dissected a pig. That's like pretty standard in America. It was horrible. The school smells of formaldehyde for weeks. It's absolutely terrible. But anyways, but imagine not having to do that in real life. I mean, obviously, if you're going to go to like middle school, I would like you to do it in real life before you do it. Oh no, yeah. But for like, I was 16. I didn't need to be doing that. Like, how cool would that be if you could implement that kind of technology for that?
Well, I also think that like there's applications for it where, okay, so this is a real tangent, but stick with me on this. There's a story I read recently about a lost Maya village in Mexico. Mayan, yeah. The Maya people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They found it like very close to the other one, right?
it was covered in shrubbery and stuff, and it was only through the use of modern LiDAR sensors that they were able to find it. Absolutely fantastic.
It was like a graduate student too, wasn't it? It was someone who was like not. It was not like a team. It was a stumble upon situation.
Right, but what I'm saying here is, I think that is incredible. I think that's absolutely amazing, and I'm sure that over the next few years they'll go there, they'll excavate, they'll find things, and yada yada yada. But imagine if I could have found out about that news by being placed there in a VR world and going, holy that is like, I'm there. And like,
like on the news, you mean?
Whether it's
like you'd like CNN to be, well, not CNN, but you know what I mean? The BBC, you'd like them to be like, and now we go to the Mayan ruins. Dun, dun.
Press your red button for VR content.
Oh God!
Amazing.
Press the red button.
But but imagine if you did. Press the red button on BBC News, and all of a sudden I'm there. I don't know. I just think there's a world of immersion that if you want it, could be on your doorstep. And the trouble is, I don't think everyone wants it.
No, and you shouldn't have to be. You shouldn't be.
But that being said, I remember a time when everyone said they didn't want a smartphone, and now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it goes, isn't it? I'm reluctant to try new things sometimes, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And people who are coming up as children are going to.
I always say with me, I use the mum test. My mum, God bless her, is not the most technologically advanced lady in the world. And so if she knows about something, then it's hit mainstream appeal. So she was talking the other day about deep fake technology. Because it's obviously come up on like whatever TV shows.
You were saying the like, Wolf Hall? No, Coronation Street?
Something like something like that. And so to me, that's like, okay, that's now at a point where the mass public understand this concept.
Yeah.
And I think until VR hits that point, it's not that yet.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
The trouble I think it has is that at the minute, XR, VR, whatever you want to call it, isn't it's not even in the same postcode as that. Because, I mean, we're a team of tech journalists. Mm-hmm. I've spent probably a few hours with the Meta and 3 minutes with the Apple. Have you ever used a Meta?
No.
So you've used the Apple for a few minutes?
I've used the Apple one, and I've used like the PSVR 2, and I've used...
And this is my point.
I might have used a Meta, to be completely fair, but not because I was testing the Meta, but because I was testing some like other... I don't remember what headset they used.
And the point I'm getting at here is that, you know, we're at the forefront of this, writing about this emerging technology. And, all right, I'm not saying that's the same for every member of the team. There's certainly members of the team who've spent longer with them. But personally speaking, I think my total time of using all VR and AR and MR and XR headsets is less than about 4 hours over... I've been here for 2 years, so... And, like, that's not really good enough. Like, I think they need to be more gripping than that.
Yeah. I guess all of our VR, like, all of that stuff goes to more, like, senior members of the team, too.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, there are definitely people who've used it more. My point is that if there was new phone technology, there's no way you'd ever keep it away from me. Like, if it was there, I'd have to have my hands on it because it's that cool. Yeah. And there's nothing about VR yet that has made me go, I have to do that. And I think Apple is quite close with what they promised.
They're really close, I think.
But the other issue I have there is there's absolutely nothing stopping every other headset manufacturer from going and doing exactly that for a seventh of the price.
Oh, I think they will, yeah.
I think...
I mean... I don't know. We risk beating a dead horse
Well,
here
this is
with
it.
me talking about Apple, and
No.
you know what I mean. Like,
But it's one of those, isn't it, where I think you just it's on the cusp of something, but I still feel like there's no purpose in the consumer mindset that is solved by VR. It's cool, it's a nice to have, but technology is only going to advance on a mass scale when it's a need to have, not a nice to have.
yeah.
And with that,
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
let's
Let's move along. I'm bored.
let's talk
Let's talk about the Hot 100.
Hot 100. So, this...
Would you like to explain what the Hot 100 is?
Why don't I do that? And may I take the prop? Thank you.
Our beautiful magazine.
This is an episode. This is an issue of T3 magazine.
It's a great publication.
Back in April 2024. So
No, not
if
April,
you're-
was it? Oh my God, we're that late.
So if you're looking at this and thinking, oh my God, I haven't got the latest issue of my favourite magazine, don't worry, this is an old one. However,
I thought it was like last month.
it is our most recent Hot 100, which is our countdown to the ultimate tech products. And we're going to go through and have a bit of a read and see what we find.
Yeah. Also, Nick, our editor, who does the magazine, I believe is the one who did the little blurbs about each thing.
No.
Was it Josh? Josh. Sorry. Lovely Josh. Yeah, it was Josh. No, shoot. Yeah, okay, well, he was quite funny. The blurbs they're funny. So we should start at 100, definitely going down.
Shout if you see something you're like, oh my God, the link-faced moist
That's
pod.
what I was telling you. Okay, I wish you hadn't seen that because I would love to ask you what you think that does without seeing it. Without reading it, do you have a guess? I know what it does.
You've told me what this does before and I still don't think I know. That is... What a hideous name for a thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely traumatic. Yeah. But you know what? If they hadn't named it that, I wouldn't bring it up.
So what did it do?
It apparently, it senses, put it up to your eye, I guess, and it senses how moist they are. And then if they're not, if they're too dry,
Oh,
it
that's
sprays
ridiculous.
the right amount.
What a ridiculous thing. Just, you
I feel
know
like there's
if your
someone out
eyes are
there who
dry.
needs it.
Oh, that's preposterous.
Yeah.
Just get yourself some Optrex.
I just don't call it that.
Yeah.
Don't call it that.
Oh, no.
How precise do you have to be with your eye drops anyway? Like, I don't know.
Will cook oven bag. Keep leftovers warm.
I have seen that.
Cook food on the go with a stylish battery-powered bag that somehow doubles as a 150-degree oven. Switch it off. Let it keep it.
It keeps its heat. It doesn't start.
It's battery-powered. Bold.
I would like to point out this is one of my favorites. I'm just going to read you the blurb. This is the. It's difficult. Would you mind for a second? Thank you so very much.
I've become a mic stand.
This is how I like it. The Darucci T11 Pro Smart Mattress. What if your mattress knew a little too much? I could do the commercial for this. Can you imagine? What if your mattress knew a little too much? Darucci's does. It includes 23 sensors that track your sleep state and position and builds in 18 support airbags. This is the bit that I don't like. It knows how you're sleeping at night. And I guess if you like crunch up or do something where it's like, oh, that she's not going to like her neck in the morning, that's going to be a crick. It gently moves you.
That is horrifying.
So I'm sorry, I'll finish saying it. I couldn't stay in character. And builds in 18 support air mattresses that help it shift you when it detects that you're not sleeping sweetly. Check the report in the morning, and you might learn about health issues you never knew you had.
Nah, I'm sorry, I'm out. That is ridiculous.
It's just like if it developed, I don't know. Like you think about all these people who are like, oh, like they can hack your refrigerator now, and like you're gonna like see like I don't know, Satan on your Samsung Smart TV one day. Like that's terrifying. I don't know. Hacking of smart home devices really scares me. What if? I'm sorry. If it's a smart mattress and it theoretically connects to the internet, does that not mean that like someone could like hack your bed, just like slowly smother you in the night? I'm sure they've thought about this, but I'm sure it's not going to happen. But that is something I would constantly.
Is absolutely terrifying.
I would be thinking about it though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's all I could think about when you were reading it.
That is utterly terrifying.
Yes, I'm not a fan of that.
No, it sounds like maybe they could use it in like a hospital setting, not your bedroom. How does it know when you're sleeping when you're not?
The thing is as well, what if you like, you know how everyone fears the AI takeover and like...
Yeah, what if your bed decided to hate you one day?
What's it they say, like when I don't know, people have all sorts of things. But like, imagine if we get to a point where everything is AI powered, robotized, and hypothetically we get to that iRobot movie state, and you've got a bed and you stubbed your toe one time and you kicked the mattress, that thing is going to fold you into like a matchstick.
The mattress is like, I think it'd be better for your health if you were dead.
Yeah, honestly, Spielberg, where are you? This has got blockbuster written all over it. Moving swiftly on. Is that $8,000?
Yeah. I was gonna. I actually don't think that's unreasonable.
$1,000.
I don't think that's unreasonable for a mattress that size all that shit. I mean, I wouldn't spend it. Don't get me wrong.
Right, moving on from deadly mattresses. Let's have a look. Ninja Blast. That's pretty cool.
What?
Microsoft Copilot Key. I think that is a very fair addition. That was a massive introduction this year, wasn't it? Copilot plus PCs. Let's have a look. I've just had a flick through this, so let's have a look and see.
Urinary tract infection test. I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
That's not cool.
Ew!
An odd choice for the Hot 100. Hear us out.
Josh, buddy, I've got some questions.
Feels like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. And I did hear you out. I have read that, and you think the app's cool. Cool is different from hot.
Yeah, there ain't nothing hot about a UTI. Sorry.
G2 charging.
Yes.
People have been saying it's gonna happen for a while now. Like, what was like a few years ago? I feel like it was like, oh, it's gonna be in every phone.
Well, it came into standard a couple of years ago, didn't it? But it's
still not implemented in many.
The trouble is that obviously phone design happens so far in advance these days that it's only really. We're probably only going to see it on phones that started being designed after that became standard. So I guess in the next year, maybe two, you'll start to see more releases with it, because the trouble is that, I mean, I'm talking entirely hypothetically here, but I think it's going to require different shape components, different components in general, and therefore you need to change the design, and therefore that's something that you can't do on something you've already got in the pipeline. So it is just something that takes a bit of time, but it is cool. From charging, though, to the...
Is that a toilet?
Kohler Pure Wash E930.
Is that a bidet?
Yeah. Apparently, there are smart toilets, is what I'm gleaming from this. And I'm going to level with you. The mattress was weird enough for me.
Wait. No, this is an add-on bidet system.
Yes. But ignoring that for a moment, not ready to rip out your toilet to replace it with a smart model.
Right, but...
Which confirms the existence of a smart toilet. And I was not aware of this, and frankly, I don't need it.
Do you think smart has to include, like, it learning things? It doesn't mean just like, oh, well, it's cold out, maybe I'll turn on the toilet.
I mean, that's just a heated loo seat. We've had those for years, but...
Have we?
Sorry, there's a dog 4 streets away that's just an aneurysm.
What toilets have you been in?
No, I remember seeing that on TV shows back in like the early 2000s.
Are you sure you're mistaking it for those like god awful rugs I used to put on the toilet.
No. I mean,
What do you mean
a heated toilet
like
seat.
preheated?
Anyway, right. We're gonna move on because this is.
I'm gonna Google this later. Siri, please remind me to Google this later.
What else did I see? Right, this is the thing that also got me about that. So that was the Kohler Pure Wash E930. But we carry on and we've got the Kohler Anthem Plus, which is
doing well for themselves, aren't they?
app controllable shower.
Wait, what? Oh, sorry.
That's cool.
There's so much going on here.
That's actually. Do you know what? I love that.
Your phone's got to be.
Sorry?
Your phone has to be waterproof.
No.
Wait, what?
I feel like you control it beforehand.
What about when
Before you
get
in the shower. Because it's obviously got a panel there as well. No. Hang on. I'm all for this because it's presets for the shower. And oh my God, if that's not the best idea ever, because you get in the shower after someone's been in there who has it at like 4,000 Kelvin in there, and it is just searing and blistering, and you're like left with big red marks everywhere, and you can just have your preset, which I
know exactly why you have this particular, because I think every man has it. Because women, we like a hot shower. We like to bathe. We like to scorch the grime of the patriarchy off of us every day. It's really gotta renew. And then like my partner doesn't like that I have my shower on hot. I don't know he's in like lukewarm water. Anyways, but it seems like that's like a universal thing for men.
I think this is genius because actually you think of the time you spend like where you hop in the shower and then you're like seared by the water of Satan himself. So then you have to go and step out and then turn it back down and get it to the right temperature for you.
Weak.
Like that's got to be a good 3 or 4 minutes a day. Think of the time this is saving you.
3 or 4 minutes a day.
I reckon so.
Men are such little snowflakes. Take it like a man.
I like to be able to feel my skin. Anyway, we're going to skip on.
No,
you want this one.
I watched. Can I talk about this?
You can talk about this.
Can you hold my mic again, honey?
You can. Just bear in mind that we're on a time constraint.
We're working on it. Okay, hold on. Okay. This is dope, and I'm pretty sure I've seen these at CES in like on a carpet in those halls, which is crazy because people were also drinking at that event. I suspect he was a bit like drink driving on this thing, which is wild considering it can go 50 miles an hour.
So for the people who can't see the picture,
this is the squeal one. It's spelled SKWHEEL. Squeal one. As soon as you can be. Okay. It's an electric all-terrain skis with a top speed of 50 miles per hour. Yeah. So they strap on. It's like Heelys, but on steroids. Heelys, you know those? Is it a universal thing? That's not just an American thing, right?
Yeah. No, we had Heelys, don't worry.
Heelys, but electrified. So they're like tiny little electric scooters for your feet. So there's 2 of them.
I think this looks like the funnest way to quickly kill yourself. 50 miles an hour rollerblades. Are you kidding? Do you know what? I can tell you exactly what I do. If you take that microphone for a sec, and I'll demonstrate with this microphone here. Ready? This is exactly what would happen to me if I tried that.
Oh. For people listening, he just flipped his spoon mic end over end.
Yes.
In a replication of what would happen.
Right. Anyway, moving on from the death trap one.
I don't ever want to move on from that.
I've gone through and had a look at some things, and I wanted to talk about one that I want to buy.
Palm plug one. Sorry.
What the heck is that?
I don't know. Anyways, sorry.
Let's talk about that while we're here because you've used that.
I like clicks. I don't have a phone that's compatible with clicks. Otherwise, I would have gotten one because they gave me they offered to send me one. I've seen them a couple times. We've made videos with them. Actually, that's gotten quite a bit of interest on TikTok twice when I posted about it, and it's a lot of people being like, "Oh, that's stupid. It's like a BlackBerry, but like Apple. Why would you go back to that?" It's like, okay, well. Anyway, I have thoughts.
So,
I'm pretty sure Matt actually has one. I'm pretty sure LG does have one because they only did it for USB-C, and I have a USB-C phone.
There's two things that I think about this. The first is I absolutely love it. I had a BlackBerry. I had a BlackBerry Key 1 in like 2019, so not that long ago.
What?
I'm big into physical buttons.
2019.
Yeah.
Were they still?
The BlackBerry Key 1 was their more recent model. Had a touch screen and buttons. No, well, they are. I think they are now.
I didn't realize they were still kicking until then. Wow.
But I'm all for that. However, there is two things that I have trouble with this. Number one, it attaches on the bottom of your phone, and therefore it makes your phone absolutely humongous. Matt had it on the Pro Max.
Oh God, yeah, but that's
that was literally. I'm not shitting you. Sorry, I'm not kidding you. That was like 9 inches long. It was huge. The other thing is that because Apple changes the size of their devices every year to stop cases from being reused and make sure you have to keep feeding the Apple machine, they have to remake those cases every year. And I have a twofold issue with that. Firstly is if you genuinely want to use it, that means you're shelling out £139 every time you upgrade. If you're a yearly upgrader, I think it's pretty much untenable. If you are someone who uses it, who upgrades every 2 or 3 years, that's still quite a bitter pill to swallow. And that's before we get into the additional e-waste that you're then creating to go through not just a plastic case, but a plastic case with technological internals. I love the concept. I just think it needs a bit of refinement.
Yeah, the cool thing about it, though, my favorite thing was that, like, with the addition of keyboard, obviously there are shortcuts you can use natively on your phone, but you can't do it on a touchscreen. You have to have keyboard connected, and this does allow you to use those shortcuts. So you don't even need to touch the screen to use your phone. And it's a great, I think there's a lot of people who aren't talking about like the accessibility potential there. Like that is brilliant. If you can't, like if you've got to use you just need those tactile keys, you can do everything on your phone with that.
Yeah.
And it's great because you can also, I think, might get this wrong, but I think you can program different ones in too.
Right.
So like different combos and stuff. But if you're like, oh, like Control Z, I actually don't know what that is, so I don't know. But you can like, it says to scroll or to like go back a page or like, it's really cool. It's great if you're constantly doing stuff.
Yeah.
On your phone, which we always are. That could be great. Could actually save you time, I'd say.
What did you?
I wanted to talk about. I don't know if this is actually. Viva Full Face Tracker.
I didn't hear that. Could you say that again?
Viva.
Oh, never mind. It was my headphones. Ignore me.
Viva Full Face Tracker.
Okay.
The metaverse needs a little expression, and HTC has the answer. So you clip this onto your your XR Elite headset, plug it in via USB, and you can realize your Andy Circus dreams. Your eye and mouth movements get captured and translated onto the mug of your digital avatar.
Right.
What game? What are you doing with that?
I mean, so if you buy into the metaverse, all that kind of thing, that's fantastic. That's a really great.
It's incredibly niche.
It's a really great bit of tech that turns the digital world into an even more realistic version of the real world. Here's the thing. How many people do you know who are in actively, going around in the metaverse and living their life? I'll level with you.
It's barren a bit.
I think it might at this point just be Mark Zuckerberg.
I suspect it's giving like 4chan. I think that's probably where they gather.
Yeah. There is a lot of promise in that world that I just don't think is ever going to actually be realised. I've got a friend of a friend who had bought, Decentraland, I think it's called. It's like the main metaverse world. And he bought a square of land in this space with the intention that it was going to be rented out because it was outside of like a virtual shopping mall. And he was like, oh, it's perfect, like advertising space. He paid, I can't remember how much he paid. It wasn't loads, but like 50 quid or something. And I just think I think people think it's going to be like Bitcoin, right? Where back in the day, everyone was mining Bitcoin and you were like, oh, that's stupid. And now it's worth like, its peak, it was what, 60 grand a coin. I don't think it's going to be that is my issue.
The thing is, isn't it, I have many questions. I don't think these are things we can delve into. I know.
Can I talk about one that I like?
Portable tape players. I'm sorry.
You found it. So,
does that not exist already? Not just
wouldn't you like to know? So,
it would. Tell me.
Portable tape players. So, if you are a hipster like me, the vinyl and analog audio revolution is key to your living lifestyle.
We're on to CDs now. Does that break your heart?
No. Do you know what does break my heart is that I got rid of all my CDs thinking, no one's ever going to be stupid enough for that. And I'm not kidding you, I had probably 800 CDs and like such a beautifully curated collection of CDs. And I got rid of all.
Thousands of pounds.
I've got like 5 left and I'm heartbroken.
800?
Because the thing is, after everyone got into iTunes, CDs became dirt cheap. So I used to go in and just buy CDs places like for peanuts.
What? They were still a bit expensive. They weren't like, like a new movie.
No, like if you went and got them like secondhand.
Oh, but fine. Okay.
You could get them for like peanuts. Anyway, we've gone slightly astray. I have a collection of cassette tapes. Not many, I'll grant you. I'm more of a vinyl man, but I have also tied into this because I think they are a very cool way of listening to music. However, I currently have no way of playing them, and this portable tape player from We Are Rewind cassette player. We Are Rewind is the company. Or there's also the FIO CP13 we've got in here. Both are in here as a trend. I'll be honest with you, I think they are fantastic. I would really, really like one. Some of them even have USB-C charging, Bluetooth connectivity, which would be great because I don't own any wired headphones anymore. But I am fully in love with it, and I really hope that this is something that we can see a few more of so that I can buy one.
I have a question.
Sure.
You say you have cassettes at home, but you don't have any way of playing them. Mm-hmm. How do you know they're good?
I mean, I know what some of the albums are. Some of them I've never listened to, but
I'm just saying, it's notoriously a very corruptible.
Basically,
format,
I bought my first. I think I probably had 10 records before I had a record player.
Okay.
So I kind of just. There's something about the physical format. I mean, I've always been into music and stuff. So for me, the physical format of music is quite important as well. And that's, it's a personal thing. You might not agree. Well,
but even if you can't listen to it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You just want that copy.
It's about the interaction between a physical item. And not only that, when you actually do come to listen to it, for me, it's about the fact that you do not get to pick and choose what you listen to. So you don't go and get the hit song from one record and another and build a playlist of tracks. What you get is you sit down and you listen to that album front to back. And it doesn't matter if you hate 4 of the songs in the middle, you go through and you listen to it.
Can you not scroll forward? You
can.
Okay.
I don't choose to.
Yeah.
That's my point. I feel it general practice is that you would just play it front to back. Anyway.
I get it. This is somewhere, yeah.
I think that's very cool. What is that? That is
the LG jukebox. Dude, have you not seen that?
I feel like I have.
Well, you've seen this in person, haven't you? This was at LG with, I think this was IFA. I've definitely seen it at CES. I think that's absolutely so cool. We talked about that a while back and nobody was as excited about it as I thought they should be. How cool is that though? I think it's because it utilizes that transparent technology that LG was hyping on about a year ago now.
I see. It's a concept product according to this.
Yes, so. The LG Duke box. It is a concept product.
That is cool. I like that. It kind of It looks like a hybrid of like retro vibes and modern technology. Whatever you think about that, that's kind of cool looking. Sorry, I am just going to take a moment because the Korg Micro Korg is in here, and that is seriously one of the coolest bits of music producing equipment I've ever used.
You've used it?
I love the Micro Korg.
Do you,
it's so cool.
Do you own one?
I don't own one, annoyingly. But
I'm going to tell you something that's going to break your heart. You know the pile downstairs today? I don't know that it was this exact model, to be completely fair. Looks a lot like it, though.
Where's it gone?
Josh has claimed it.
Oh!
Go ask him. Maybe it's not as good as you think.
No, I've used them before. I
don't know that it's actually that model, to be fair. It might be smaller.
I suspect it's that model. All I will say is that we are definitely not a music-making podcast, so I'm not going to go too deep in with this, but oh my goodness, if you buy one synthesizer in your life, buy the Micro Korg. It is incredible. I absolutely love it, and I'm really glad to see that made the Hot 100. And I'm really sad, Josh, if you see this.
No, I don't know that that's exactly it.
I bet it is.
Go ask. You'll have to go ask. You'll have to message him.
Right, we're nearly at the end, both in terms of time and in terms of the Hot 100. So
I'd say it, but I feel like I'm getting more bored as we go to the Hot 100 because I simply don't like
transparent screens in here as a trend. What do you make of those?
I'm so sick of them. It's just one of those cyclical things, isn't it? Where everyone talks about transparent screens, they go away for a few years, and then they come back, and everyone thinks they're new again, even though they're not. Like, we've seen transparent screens since the early 2000s, or even before. I really don't know, but I've definitely seen transparent screens. Yeah.
What's the point of them?
I mean, I guess, like, they are really cool. There is one that can be transparent, and it also lifts up, like LG, their transparent screen that they were like modeling or whatever. It had a backdrop that rolled up behind it so that it wouldn't be transparent anymore. The image would then be on. I actually have a lot of thoughts about transparent screens, but I think that we need to save that for another day because it's a whole new topic. I actually get quite fired up about it. I have thoughts.
Let's hold on to that.
Thank you. We're going to hold them. I think we're just going to wrap everything up because, honestly, I think we're about there.
Smart rings, gaming
Apple
handhelds,
Vision Pro,
and
of
the Apple
course,
Vision Pro.
it's number one. We've talked about that before. We've talked about that in this. Well.
Anyway.
I think that's all the news for the week.
I think that's everything we got.
Yeah. Pick up a copy if you want to see the rest of the Hot 100. Don't pick up a copy. No, it's on Apple News. You can find it online. It's fine. Not pick up a copy. It's not printing. Sorry.
Thanks once again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Oh,
like and subscribe.
Yeah, let us know what you think we've missed from the Hot 100 down in the comments.
Yeah. Later.